In this video, we're going to look at adding an intro and outro or call to action images to our video. Now, like a lot of the items I'm going to be covering in these videos, there's likely many different ways to add the intro and outro images to your videos. This also depends on what type of video editing software you're going to be using. I'm going to be using Camtasia Studio, which I've already got opened up here on the screen, so I can create an image of the same dimensions as my video using something like Photoshop, GIMP, or one of a million other graphic editors, and simply add the images to the beginning and end of my video, which I'll show you here in just a second. But with Camtasia Studio, I've got a couple other options I can work with. One is a built-in tool where I can add what's called a call out, which allows me to basically create within Camtasia Studio the actual images for the intro and outro. But no matter how you create and add your images, you should not have your intro image play more than just a couple of seconds. Otherwise, the person watching your video might get bored and quickly move on to something else. The outro or call to action image, that however, can be as long as you want. Even if you have it up there for 5 minutes, as soon as the viewer of your video gets the information from that call to action that they need, whether it took them 10 seconds or a full 2 minutes to read that, they're going to be moving on. So again, it doesn't matter if the outro is up there for a full minute or for 10 minutes. Just as long as it's up there for longer than the 3 to 5 seconds you have your intro image up there. Let me go ahead and show you what I'm talking about. Now let's go ahead and bring the video down into the timeline here. Now I'm not going to be covering a whole lot on how to use Camtasia Studio, just how to use Camtasia Studio to accomplish the tasks at hand. Now I'm going to be editing this video here, and this is not what's called a project file or a CamProj file that has a whole bunch of different elements on various different tracks. Just using the one track, but if you had various elements on here using up different tracks, those elements are going to be synchronized to one another. Keep that in mind here. There is a way in which you can move all the elements on the timeline here within the different tracks without losing synchronization. And to do that, I'll go ahead and explain that to you real quick. Put the playhead at the very beginning of the video, hold the shift key down on your keyboard, and then left click, hold, and drag the playhead. That's going to move everything in sync. Okay, with that knowledge, come on up here and drag this image that I've already created down to the timeline here. Basic information, video title. Actually, this is probably too much information here for the length of time we're going to have the viewer watching this. Just for a couple of seconds, you want to give them the name of the video, maybe the URL to your website, and your name. That's about it. Go ahead and drag this back over to the beginning, add a transition to give it that professional look so that it smoothly transitions from the image into the video. Now we do the same thing with the outro, only this time with the outro it can be as long as you want, and as a result you can have more information in here. You want to actually give the viewer of the video a task. In this example, you want to give them a task to get more information about the topic of the video. Head on over to this URL, and you can increase the duration of the outro to whatever you want. And again, add the transition. Very nice. Now, and if we do the same thing with a call out, whether it's at the beginning or at the end, intro or outro, come on over here to call outs. Come on up here and click on Add Call Out, and I'm going to use the simple rectangle and just type, or in my example, paste the contents in here that you want to be shown on that call out. Now I want the URL to be larger than the rest of it, and I want it to be on its own line too. So hit the Enter key to get it out on its own line. Select that and increase the size of this, let's say 36. Oh, as far as the size, let's go ahead and grab the lower left handle of the call out and drag that out to the lower left corner. Likewise with the upper right corner of the call out. Drag that to the upper right corner of the video. That way it's taking up the entire size of the video. And put my cursor right there in the call out and hit enter so that again the URL is on its own line. Now let's go ahead and increase the size of the rest of that call out, leastways to the point where you can see it. And that gives you an idea as to what I'm talking about. Again, you would want a lot more information on your outro, and that information should be some type of a call to action. And in this example, just like the earlier example, you want them to do something. In this case, you're thanking them for watching. You got the video title up here. But for more information on whatever the topic of the video was, they need to go to your URL right now. So please use this as a guide and not verbatim. And then for that added professional look, go ahead and throw in the transition here. to fade from the actual video into that call out, and then make that call out as long as you need to. And then come on up here to produce and share, and produce that in whatever format you want. My suggestion is some type of a web-ready format like MP4 or WMV, depending upon where you plan on playing that video from, be it YouTube or your website or whatever. And that's going to bring us to the end of this video on creating and adding an intro and outro call to action image to your PLR video. Thanks for watching, and you have a great day.